We're on parachute anchor right now, and Mim's just spotted that the rudder had completely clean snapped.
Hi, I'm Miriam.
And I'm Jess.
And we're about to finish rowing across the Pacific Ocean. We have about 1,300 miles of our trip left.
We started off in Lima, Peru, and we're rowing to Cairns, Australia. It's a trip of about 8,000 miles.
And we're aiming to be the first women's team to row the Pacific Ocean non-stop and unsupported.
Hi, I'm Alec Hughes. I was the one that saved the girls when they broke the rudder. My ocean life, my sailing life. Sailing is my passion. It started when I was 6. I inherited from my dad from Uruguay. My grandfather was the first Uruguayan to cross the Atlantic in 1951. Yeah, so this is the story. We became really good friends when they arrived in Peru. Even Jess and the team wrote to me through SeaPeople, because they were going to arrive in Peru. They didn't know too much people. Of course, I was one of the sailors there.
So Alec not only helped us with the rescue, but rescued us with Peruvian customs. He managed to find all the contacts we needed and gathered support from people like the finance minister of Peru and the head of the Navy. He also helped us with tasks on land and took us to all the places that we needed to buy things from. And we used to joke that Alec was our genie, and we used to say, oh, I could really do with Alec's help right now. And he'd just appear on his stand-up paddleboard out of nowhere, being like, you needed me.
We were hanging out together for almost 4 months before the trip. I was doing some translation with the authorities, with Miriam and Jess. They had so much difficult things going on, importing the boat and all that logistics I'm not going to go into. But really, we really connected. First, I saw them leave twice, right? The first time it was we got the Navy with a beautiful band.
So before the rudder broke, we were having a really good time. We had been at sea for a week. We were just settling into our 2 hours on, 2 hours off shift patterns. We were a bit sleep deprived from just all of the work we were having to do to just get the boat ready for the date we wanted to leave. But everything was fine, and everything just sort of went downhill quite quickly.
So on day 6 of our first attempt, we got pinned by the wind about 2 a.m. in the morning. We could not get the boat back round. We spent half a day trying to turn it round, and we're so confused why we could not shift the boat because we only had about 18 knot winds. So I looked out the hatch in the top of the stern cabin and saw that the rudder was at a 90-degree angle to what it should have been, and thought, I don't think that's a trick of the water and the lights.
Well, actually, I decided to go to pick them up almost 670 miles till I reached them. We used SeaPeople with their GPS tracker, and the angle of every person when you can see it in the GPS section in SeaPeople, that helped me. The conditions were extreme for rescuing somebody. So long story short, we were amazed to know they were close. We were talking in the VHF. It was really emotional.
So initially, when the rudder broke, we were both really frustrated. We'd spent over 2 years preparing for our expedition, and frustration grew even more when we found out that our spare rudder wasn't fit for purpose. And we also tried to drill into our dagger board to turn that into the rudder as a last backup. But all of our plan Bs failed, sadly. We spent about 8 days on parachute anchor, waiting it out, drifting slowly north and waiting for Alec, our absolute hero. When we saw his white sails over the horizon, it was just a massive relief to know that we would be towed back to land.
Actually, it took me 10 days. It was like almost, for me, it was like the 600, 700 plus miles, and it was upwind the way back. We had to go at 3.5 knots, and Velocity needed the ballast with them inside, so they couldn't come in.
Alec was really patient and towed our boat at about 3 knots just so our boat didn't get damaged, as rowing boats really aren't meant to be towed.
Social distancing on the radio and making fun jokes and everything was really cool. Yeah, sharing songs and... So definitely this is something that was meant to be. It's meant to be for me as a sailor, and being rescued such amazing friends. And they're gonna beat a record of being the first woman human team to cross the Pacific. So I'm really proud of them.
Alec sacrificed so much to come and get us. It meant that his circumnavigation started a lot later. He had to miss out Hawaii, which we knew he was really excited about, and a lot of his boat repairs had to be rushed in order for him to get to us.
We're sea people, we're ocean people, right? So we got to look for each other, and that's one of the main things that I think we all should think about this. Even though we met somebody for 3-4 months, that person can save your life too, right?
So it was a race against time once we got back to land, as we didn't have long before we missed the weather window. This was a boat builder from the UK, flew out with spare rudders. We made the repairs, got the rudders fitted, checked they were all okay, resupplied the food that we'd eaten while we were on par anchor, and then got back out on the Pacific after 5 days with a couple of days to spare.
Watching them leave was an amazing example of courage and endurance.
Luckily, there was a plan in place very quickly. We have a support team back home who put plans in place to get new rudders made. We actually have 4 rudders on board, just in case it were to happen again.
4 times.
Yeah, but let's just say we've been very, very lucky.
Thank you, SeaPeople, because it's been an incredible tool. So not only the social part, but the statistics about the boat, the 24-hour miles, the highest speeds and everything. So it's been an incredible tool for us.